This is probably the weirdest drum set I've ever played in my life. What the f is this? The guys over at Lekato asked me to review their product and they sent me over a portable drum set. That's an entire electric drum set that you can sit on the top of a table. And like I said, it's portable. You can even put it away in a bag and take it with you on trips or wherever you're going. It's got everything a beginner drum set would have. It's got the 3 toms, a crash, hi-hat, ride. You even get the pedals for the hi-hat control and the kick drum. So I haven't opened it up yet, but let's go ahead and check it out and see what we got inside the box. Alright, right off the bat, this is a pretty small box and we have an entire drum set in this thing. So what we have here is from the brand Lekato. This is their CPD 1000 electric drum. Couldn't find my box cutter, so I just pulled out some needle nose pliers. And inside we have the bag, or the case for this electronic drum set. Now mind you, everything fits in this bag, and it's even got straps so you can carry it with you anywhere you go. Let's open this bag up and see what we got inside. Alright, first thing we got is the mount for the module, and of course our trusty owner's manual. Now we got 3 of these cymbal pads, which are basically just rubber triggers that'll be sitting on top of the drum set. They're pretty small, as you can see. All 3 of them fit in my hand. Of course, now we got the beautiful module. Pretty straightforward module. You got your kit, coach. I guess that's going to help you learn some stuff. Songs. You got your output volume, you got your headphones volume. Voice, so you can change what sound is coming out of the trigger. Alright, let's remove the styrofoam from the rubber feet on this thing, because you can set it up on a tabletop and play it that way. There you have it. You got your 3 toms and snare all in one piece. And this is a metal frame, so it's pretty sturdy. It's not like it's going to fall apart on you, really. There are a couple loose screws, if you can see here on the video, but I'm just going to leave those the way they are. Now we got a box that comes with your drum key, couple screws, and your 9-volt line adapter. Now if we go to the pockets on the outside of the bag, we got, you got some drumsticks, ready to play this thing as soon as you buy it. We got the arms for the cymbal triggers. I'm not sure how to install those, but we'll figure that out in a minute. And of course your cable snake. Now this is kind of interesting to me. These are the pedals for the hi-hat control and the kick drum. They are very small and they're just I don't really know how to describe them. They're just very small and thin and kind of worrisome, but we'll check those out here in a minute. Now instead of putting this thing on a tabletop, I'm actually going to put mine on a snare stand. I saw someone else do it in another video, so I'm going to try to figure it out. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it the way they did it in their video. I couldn't figure it out, so I just opened the snare stand all the way up and set this drum set right on top of it. That seems to be the best way to keep it sturdy. That way when I play it, it doesn't fall over, doesn't wobble around or anything. Also in the owner's manual, it doesn't really tell you anything about setting it on a snare stand. It just wants you to put it on a tabletop. Alright, now we're going to start putting this thing together. I'm going to install the module. That actually goes underneath the drum set, and you use these screws to screw down into it. And you got 2 screws to go into the back of the module, and your module's hooked onto your set. Now it took me a minute to figure out these cymbal arms. They didn't really make too much sense to me. I thought you were supposed to put them through the bottom up. That didn't work out. Then I figured out you just have to unscrew this rubber tip on it, and then you're able to put it down into the drum set. And there you go. You just screw it in place with your drum key. And now you have your cymbals. Rinse and repeat with the other 2, and now we have a fully assembled drum set. Now that that's assembled, all we got to do is plug in everything with this cable snake, and we're good to go. As you can see here, we got 3 different cables. We got one for the hi-hat control, kick switch, and the kick drum. Now those 2, kick switch and hi-hat control, those are gonna go for the little foot pedals that came with the drum set. That kick drum cable you have right there is optional. If you had another electronic kick drum pad, you would use this cable to plug into that, so you would use that instead of this little kick switch they gave you. So I could be using the Elise's kick I have in the background here, but I'm just gonna stick with this one that they gave us and work with the drum set as it is. Alright, now that we got everything hooked up, I'm gonna hook it straight into my computer, and we're just gonna play with the sounds that are in the actual module. Now it does have a USB that'll go straight to the computer. You can plug it into your computer and use it as a MIDI control pad, so that way you can use like any of your VSTs like Easy Drummer or like Get Good Drums or something like that. You can use that in your DAW and you can work it that way. I'm just going to be using the sound straight out of the module today because I want to show off exactly what you get with this drum set. But just know that is a possibility to do that, so that way you can be using the sounds of your really high-end VSTs instead of using the sounds in the module. Alright, so I was genuinely surprised with the sounds you get in this module. For a starter drum set at this price point, I think they actually sound pretty good. Now, the interesting thing is learning how to play these pads without smacking your drumsticks together, because they are pretty close together. But after a few minutes of playing with it, I actually got pretty used to it, and it wasn't too bad, man. It was pretty fun to play, actually. The snare appears to have 2 zones, but I couldn't really get the rubber ring around it to trigger correctly. So I'm not really too sure if it's actually 2 zones or if it's just a rubber pad around it. But for what I could find out, everything else is just 1 zone. Also, surprisingly, the hi-hat pedal is very responsive, but it's basically just open and closed. There is no in-between in there. The kick drum, however, is another story. That thing is not really practical. There are some issues with it, especially with double triggering. There are some times where when you're raising up, it'll trigger a hit. But like I said, there is an extra cable you can plug into any electronic drum kick pad you got. So if you could do that, definitely do that, because they are much better than using this little kick switch thing. The rubber on these cymbal pads are pretty bouncy, and same thing goes with the toms. They're all pretty bouncy and rubbery, so nothing too spectacular there, but they work and they function as they should. They do have dynamics too, so if you want to play lightly, you could. If you want to play hard, you can definitely do that as well. So the module comes with 10 pre-made drum sets, and you have 5 extra slots in order to create your own drum sets, where you can mix and match any of the drum sounds to make your own particular drum set. It's even got a coaching feature, so if you wanted to practice staying right in the pocket, it's got a feature on there to tell you whether you're too slow or too fast, or if you're right on time. That is indicated by these lights that are on the module itself, and it'll even teach you how to blast beat on there. Now, surprisingly, there are 30 different songs to choose from that you can kind of just freestyle and play on. Me, I kind of destroyed every song by just doing blast beats on it. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. It looks like a toy, it looks like a gimmick, it looks like something no one would ever want to play. Now at first, I would have agreed that's exactly what I was thinking about it too. But after playing it, I can see there's some practical uses for it. One, it is portable. You can put it in your backpack and you can take it with you. And if you were just in a vacation or you were gone somewhere, this is an excellent tool to practice, warm up, keep your chops up or whatever. And you can do that on the go, so you can do it anywhere. Of course, you need to be able to plug it in, so you need some power wherever you're going. Another thing is that this is similar to just having one of these. So for me, the way I think about it is it's really an upgrade from one of these, but instead of just being stuck on just the snare, you're able to expand and have a couple more things to play around with. Not only that, but because it has like toms and cymbals, it's just more fun than, you know, using one of these pads. Now, of course, this is not compared to playing an actual drum set. But then again, some of the cheaper lines in electronic drum sets don't compare to that either. Some of them feel really bad. You can't set them up right. They're all clunky and stuff. So you end up not getting that experience anyways. At least with this, you know what you're getting. It's a portable thing you can take with you. So like, let's just say you're going on a trip somewhere and you know you're not going to be doing shit at the hotel or whatever. Then you can bust this out and you can get your practice in at least a couple minutes a day or something. Keep your chops up, work on some stuff with your hands, rudiments, all that good stuff. You can do all that. Plus it has, you know, the coaching feature. It's got the metronome. So it's got everything you need to practice and get some stuff in, which I really enjoy about it. Now, it's not, like I said, it's not going to compare to playing a real drum set, but when it comes to practicing, especially on the go, I think this thing is amazing and perfect for that reason specifically. So if you're someone who travels a lot and you don't want to lug around, you know, different pads, or if you want to have something more than just one of these snare pads right here, I think it's perfect for you. I think it's something to look into because it's just fun, more fun to play that than on one of these pads. And also, I would definitely look into getting a different kick pad as well, because these little foot switches, they are not cutting it. The hi-hat one isn't so bad, especially since all you do is open and close it. You can't really, there's no in between the open and closing part, so the hi-hat switch isn't that bad. But for the kick, that is not really the same thing at all. So I do not like that kick switch. That's my main complaint about the thing. But other than that, I think it's a pretty cool tool, especially if you're someone that's on the go all the time. It's going to be perfect for you. So definitely look into it. If you want to check one of these out, there will be a link in the description below. You can go get one. And again, thank you, Lekato, for sending this out to me so I can test it out. I'm actually going to use it because I DoorDash a lot and I have power in my car. So I can take this with me and I can practice on the go. So let me ask you, are you gonna buy one of these? Do you wanna check one of these out? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this with fellow drummers. Maybe we'll help someone out, someone who's on the go all the time and needs something to practice with them.